track, as you can see, is extremely wet. Grice would not be terribly happy about being first car out. Well, watch his approach to the first corner. Very, very tricky indeed, this track here today at Mount Panorama.
Grice led the race in the first lap last year, a real sprinter. Whether he quite has the machine to do it, and of course, if the track gets drier, he'll be cursing that #1 draw, because the later runners will certainly get an advantage. But around the track, quite a few modifications made this year. A little wider, that concrete fence on the right-hand side of your screen is an innovation that the overseas drivers particularly welcome. They didn't like that yawning drop that went down the mountain before.
You can see Grice, car number 6.
He's on wet weather tyres, which must slow him down. These runs will probably be in the order of 14 to 16 seconds slower than their dry weather times this morning, when all of them were well under the existing lap record, which Alan Moffat holds, of 26.4.
Grice, not a bad line, almost kisses the side of the dirt there, but goes through to complete his lap.
2:38.2.
On the racetrack now, car number 6 is Allan Grice, the Craven Mile Commodore, about to take the green flag, and he's off and running.
And Allan Grice will be looking forward to tomorrow's race and to this shot at pole position, because he's a man that loves to race. Here he comes, up to the left-hander. And up Mountain Straight goes Gricey.
It was most noticeable in practice here yesterday that Grice's car was bobbling in the turns. It appeared to be a little too rigid. But watch him across the top of the mountain. Here he comes, Allan Grice. Watch him through this part of the course. Notice the pitching. He'll be out to try and beat Larry Perkins' previous time.
Perkins, the fastest man so far, with a 2:25.505. Grice certainly going very quick. Very nice line too.
Here he comes down to complete his lap.
Time for Allan Grice coming up, 2:23.650. Remarkable time. Can Allan Grice beat the time?
Gricey, the Chickadee Commodore, the man who has a lot to prove to a few teams he was associated with in the past, really trying to get pole position. The first man yesterday to clock 100 miles an hour lap here at Mount Panorama. That netted him $5,000. If he can pull another good one today and get pole position, there's another $10,000.
It's been a great year for Allan Grice. Has a lot to prove. Very fast. Has been considered a bit of an aggressive and maybe unreliable driver in the past by some. He's out to prove that they were all wrong, and he's doing it in the best possible way. Under 100 miles an hour yesterday, the first man ever to do it, and oh, he is going fast. But he's smooth. You watch this line up the top of the mountain. This is desperate stuff up here. They go terrifically fast.
At the top, he's just as quick as Brock. It's going to be touch and go.
Taking a good line, Gary. Look at the way he comes down here through the S's. Not damaging the car. Watch him drop the wheel.
Brock, the quick man so far, with a 2:17.8. Can Grice beat it?
He's very precise in his cornering, and a big crowd up on the mountain giving plenty of support to Allan Grice, and he has an enormous crowd along pit straight cheering him on also. Conrod Straight, the final time for the man who's looking for pole position, Allan Grice and the Chickadee Commodore.
Down in the Grice pit, they're all watching the stopwatches, and I bet you Grice is going to have his eye on the clock too as he comes around Murray's corner. We've all got our eye on the clock. Is he going to do it? It's going to be very close. 2:17.5.
He's done it. Gricey has got pole position.
Well done, Gricey. Thanks, mate. Bloody good stuff. I saw it on TV. Look good.
Gricey, I think you're a ham as well as a race driver. You saved the best for last. Look at those numbers there.
Yeah, that do the job.
What made the difference?
I was a little bit cautious in the first one. I didn't want to throw the car away, because we've won everything so far. We want to win the race tomorrow, but I just had a bit more of a go.
$5,000 yesterday, $10,000 today. How are you going to celebrate?
We're going to win tomorrow. That'll be a good celebration.
Allan Grice, and he's got a lot of hard work ahead of him here as the green flag drops on his flying lap.
The familiar STP colours, the red and blue. Allan Grice coming up to BP cutting.
Not only last year's pole winner, but of course the first man to lap round here in excess of 100 miles per hour average.
Allan Grice at speed. Oh, using a little bit of the marbles on the outside.
And the inside.
And the inside.
wheel up, spoiler scrapes, pushing hard. And this man knows how to push hard.
Down to Forest Elbow. Wide open spaces of Conrod Straight out wide, and Allan Grice is headed down the straight now. It's quick, but I don't think it'll be as fast as some of the other times. Here's Gricey, number 6, the STP car across the line to take the checkered flag.
Not the quickest, but so very creditable in this hastily prepared car, a 2:18.96 for Allan Grice.
Can this man do it? Sydney's Allan Grice, car number 6, the Roadways Commodore V8. The man who sat on pole position here 2 years ago. Off to the left you can see the flagman with the green flag. And Grice is underway in Hardies Heroes. Free flowing through the right-hander. Now the steep climb up Mount Panorama for Allan Grice. Beautifully repaired Roadways Commodore V8 to the Wilco cutting. Out wide, the hump now. You hear revs go up. Works right to the white line.
Now watch this man work across the top of the mountain. And look at the people hanging over the fence, cheering him on. This is his big chance for pole. Oh boy, they are packed in up there.
He has the throttle all the way to the floor.
And look at what a handful this car is.
Now across, getting set for his lines. Down through the gears, just clips over the top. Checkered flag off to the left, and Grice all the way to take the checker. 2:14.88 seconds to Allan Grice.
I think the engine might be down just a little bit, but not that much. You know, it's an engine that'll probably loosen up, I think. We put it in last night as our race engine. But the car, you know, I was pretty happy with the lap.